he is building the kind of coalition that I had, basically.
Hillary Clinton spoke with Fareed Zakaria, where she made a very revealing observation. Watch.
But I think what Joe's victories on Super Tuesday showed is that he is building the kind of coalition that I had, basically. It's a broad-based coalition. I finished, most of the work I needed to do for the nomination on Super Tuesday, and then it kind of lingered on. And I think Joe is on track to doing exactly the same thing, putting together a coalition of voters who are energized.
What? Does she realize what she's saying here? You lost. Hillary Clinton lost. So if Joe is building the same coalition that you built, then he's also going to lose against Donald Trump. Like, this is the electability argument I have been making against Joe Biden this entire race, and why Bernie Sanders is the most electable candidate here. Because regardless of the Democratic nominee, the Democratic voters that voted in 2016 for Hillary Clinton, the vast majority of them are going to come out in 2020 and vote against Donald Trump regardless of the Democratic nominee. You don't have to worry about the Hillary Clinton coalition. These people are coming out to vote against Trump regardless. So the way you actually defeat Trump is by bringing people out that did not vote in 2016. Young people, independents, working class voters. Those people normally stay home. So you need a candidate on the ticket that is actually going to excite them out to vote. Now you may wonder, but then why isn't Bernie winning right now in the nomination? Why isn't he getting these people out to vote now? Because it is a lot tougher to get people out to vote in a primary than it is to get people out to vote in a general election. In a primary, a lot of these people that I'm talking about, young voters, independents, working class voters, are not all that engaged in the process until it gets to a national event like a general election. And many of these states are closed or semi-closed primaries, meaning they have to be already registered, already prepped, way ahead of time before they go out and vote and are able to vote in a primary. So the primary process naturally cuts out a lot of people that don't normally vote. But in a general election, the barrier to voting is a lot lower. It's a lot easier for these young people, independents, and working class voters to go out and vote. So this idea that Hillary Clinton is trying to make the argument here for Joe Biden and why he's electable by saying that he has the same coalition that she had. I mean, there really needs to be some self-reflection here, but clearly Hillary Clinton has never been good at that. And also, look, I can hear people in my ear, not really, but hear people watching this video saying, but in 2016, it was the Bernie bros. Yeah, the Bernie Sanders voters, they didn't vote for Hillary Clinton. That's why she lost. This piece of misinformation has been spread on cable news over and over again, and they never, notice how they never actually give you any data. They never actually back it up with any facts. Let me give you some actual facts comparing what happened with Bernie Sanders voters in 2016 to what happened with Hillary Clinton voters in 2008. So this is from the Washington Post. In 2017, shortly after Donald Trump became president, how many Sanders voters voted for Donald Trump? Two surveys estimate that 12% of Sanders voters voted for Trump. A third survey suggests it was 6%. First, the political scientist Brian Schaffner analyzed the Cooperative Congressional Election Study, which was conducted by YouGov and interviewed 64,600 Americans in October to November 2016. In that survey, Schaffner found that 12% of people who voted in the primary and reported voting for Sanders also voted in November and reported voting for Trump. Another useful comparison is to 2008, when the question was whether Clinton supporters would vote for Barack Obama or John McCain. Based on data from the 2008 Cooperative Campaign Analysis Project, a YouGov survey that also interviewed respondents multiple times during the campaign, 24% of people who supported Clinton in the primary as of March 2008 then reported voting for McCain in the general election. An analysis of a different 2008 survey by the political scientists Michael Henderson, Sunshine Hilligus, and Trevor Thompson produced a similar estimate, 25%. Unsurprisingly, Clinton voters who supported McCain were more likely to have negative views of African Americans relative to those who supported Obama. So, this completely exposes the empty argument that Bernie Sanders supporters led to Hillary Clinton losing in 2016. The reality is, these swing voters exist regardless in every election. There is a chunk of voters from a primary that end up voting for the other candidate in a general election. This is normal. But compare 6 to 12% of Sanders voters who voted for Trump in 2016 to 24 to 25% of Hillary voters in 2008 who voted for John McCain over Barack Obama. And still, Barack Obama was able to overcome that loss of 25% of Hillary voters in 2008. And he overcame it with a populist progressive message, a message of hope. How is Joe Biden going to overcome this kind of swing voter? And this is even separate from the people that are going to stay home. I mean, there's another huge chunk of voters, young people especially, that are going to stay home because Joe Biden does not excite them. Now, you can complain about that. You can say, oh, they should go out and vote. Yeah, they should. But you know what? They don't. They don't unless there's a candidate that will actually excite them out to vote. So you are faced with a potential scenario here with Joe Biden where you're leaving millions of people out of the equation in your message. There was a report out today, I may cover this in a separate video, where Joe Biden's floating different people that may be in his cabinet, including Michael Bloomberg and Jamie Dimon. You are not going to excite people out to vote with the corporate status quo. You saw this in 2016 with Hillary Clinton. Why would you think using the exact same strategy that lost you the election in 2016, why would that work now in 2020? They're going to make this mistake again. And what's amazing to me is that they recognize it. Hillary Clinton is acknowledging it, is acknowledging that Joe Biden has the same coalition that she had, yet doesn't connect the dots and realize that's exactly why he would lose against Donald Trump.